not get stuck behind kids, is just walk in a straight line through them.
You streaming this? Why are you streaming this?
Shits and giggles.
Well, I'll give you shits and giggles. I can't be asked to pull it up now. Oh. I'll pull it up afterwards in this run.
Yeah, put it up.
Beep beep beep.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules.
Okay, that's not the way.
Part of me likes the random generation, and part of me doesn't like the random generation. Because it means that it's fun to grind. It doesn't feel like a grind because it's different maps all the time.
Oh, hello. Yeah. Well, in all fairness, once you've played it for a long time,
yeah, you begin to see.
Exactly the same. So I'm fine with it. I mean, I like the game. For a free game, anyway, it's good.
Yeah.
Something to do. I mean, like, if you'd ask me if I'd pay money for this game, no. It's not that good. I mean, it's good, and I suppose if I did pay money for this game, it would be a $5. If that. Yeah. If they changed the thing, I think if they changed anything in the game to be like you had to pay for it, then it wouldn't be as good. Because you wouldn't have the grinds anymore, because then you just feel like shit that you paid for a game and you have nothing.
Yeah.
And there's like no way you could kind of progress without spending hours on it. You can sort of see that with a free to play though, if you.
Yeah, because did you see that stuff with the? It's actually quite big in Germany. It's actually very much evident in PlanetSide too. It's like, yeah, here you go. Here's a thing. But if you want that thing, you legitimately have to sink over 100 hours of gameplay into it.
Which I think is fine, especially if you are committed to it. I mean, gives you a game to play, especially if you get bored of games really quickly. Once you complete them, you're like, okay. Well, if you complete games really quickly anyway, it's like, oh, just don't want to play it. It's the same with like Metal Gear. I know it's got all this replayability in it, but I'm not gonna do it. Realistically, I'm not gonna go back after I complete it and play any of it.
Yeah.
Once I finish the game, that's the last time I'll play it.
Yeah, I'm very much like that.
Unless they update the game or bring out some sort of DLC I haven't played to add to the story, I ain't gonna play the fucker.
Thing is, even with that, like, even with the DLCs and stuff, with quite often with games when they're like, yeah, we've brought out post-finish DLC, I'm like, no.
I mean, there's the thing with Batman, and I mean, obviously, because you can't get it on the PC version yet because they haven't re-released it yet, but its DLC at the moment just seems all prequel, or it's the stuff that were a pre-order bonus but are now no longer because they were like, yeah, fuck pre-order bonuses now. If you got the season pass, we'll just give you everything. Which is like, okay, yeah, I'll give you that because you pretty much pay for the game again, so you should get everything. But it's like the DLC, from what I know so far, is it's just all prequel stuff. I'm like, I don't care because I already know what the fuck happens. Like, it's the same because the DLC's Batwoman before before she lost her legs and shit. It's like, well, this is before Arkham Asylum, so this isn't even like an Arkham Knight thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's I'm not a fan of that. If they release thing that's like story to add on to the story after, to be like what happened with what actually happened at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd probably buy that, and that would be it. I wouldn't buy the season pass for it. I'd just buy that DLC. I might not even buy it. I might watch someone else do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
So at that point, I'm like, how long is it? Oh, it's like an hour? Nah, fuck that.
What I hate, and what Mass Effect 3 did, and it fucked me off. Like, I don't even have Mass Effect 3, and I've avoided getting it purely just because of it.
What, the end thing?
Well, no, the entire end thing was like, yeah, all the ends are exactly the same no matter what you choose. Okay, thanks.
That's pretty annoying.
Yeah, but no, the thing that I had was They went, yeah, you've completed it. Here's DLC for something that happened halfway through the story.
Oh yeah, I forgot
I'm
they
like,
did that.
Why?
Why? Because they're idiots. What else do you want anyone to say? Like, they're just dumb. And that's the thing with developers, that they're just dumb. It's still a very new business, even though people won't accept that. I mean, it's very new for being how big it is. And I know we give them shit all the time, especially us PC gamers. We'll give them shit when we fucking want to. I think, as well, because developers will moan, and I hate it when developers moan, because it isn't like, oh, but we don't release a game on PC because we know what you like. It's then like, well, then you don't want to release a game
You are ready.
because you're just going to get backlash from us anyway, because we're the ones that are trying to teach you, look, this is a new industry that is maturing to a point where it's getting a lot of the money in the world. You need to actually be putting your shit together and be as professional as you should be.
All right.
Shit shouldn't be broken. And that's it. If you're gonna make a game and then you know it's gonna be broken, like Batman, they clearly knew it was broken when they released it. Like, this is bullshit that they would go, nope, no idea, because they did have playtesters for it.
Yeah.
So they must have said, you know, this isn't running very well. I mean, am I playing this on the PC or am I playing this on the PlayStation? Because it feels like 30 frames per second. Oh yeah.
It's because big corporate and big, basically the people that push the money and want the money don't realise the scope of a game. Like, when you go to someone and go, I want money to make a game that for people to play, they will pay for it, buy it, and give money. I need that money to begin with to pay for everything to set up. Like, the people that lend the money and the people that expect results think film industry, and the turnaround for film industry is far shorter than it is in the game industry. Like, from initial,
it's easier, isn't it? It's easier to make a film than it is a game. You're not creating a world.
From initial, from initial sort of hand check over to release on a film is about 1.5 years, 2 years at the most, depending on how heavy the CG is. With games, it can be up to 5 years.
That's the thing. They don't understand that a game can take a while. But the point as well is that you shouldn't release a game if it is broken. It shouldn't happen. You shouldn't do that. If anything else, if I bought something from McDonald's and I got say I ordered a cheeseburger and I got a cheeseburger without the bun, and then
which has happened, by the way.
Yeah, which has happened before. Like, you get massive backlash. That's a big thing. And they'll never do it again, or kind of thing, or they'll try never to do it again.
But
with games, it's like, yeah, we'll give you nothing. This shit doesn't work, and we'll take about 1 year to fix it. Not really give a shit when you're telling us it doesn't work, and then not learn from our mistakes. I mean, like Assassin's Creed stuff with Ubisoft, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna delay it to polish it, and it's like, is that what you're really doing, or is what you're doing gonna test the game and then be like, yeah, this shit doesn't actually run?
The best example of that was Battlefield 4, where they legitimately just went, yeah, we're just not gonna bother fixing it, and we're just working on the next game.
Oh yeah, that happened. Yeah. Well, Battlefield 4 doesn't run that bad with me, but it's not as broken as Batman or Assassin's Creed Unity is not, in my sense. Assassin's Creed Unity no longer with SLI is broken. But Batman, they've recently patched it, so single GPU performance is a lot better, but it's still pretty AIDS. Not gonna lie. I mean, I'm high end as shit. Like, if it runs for me and it's running at a point where I'm like, yeah, nah, I don't quite like the way it's running, then it's not running well for someone that hasn't spent as much money as me, and that's an issue.
Yeah, going back to film industry is at no point has like the film industry gone, well, we were going to release the film on this day, but then there was something that went wrong, like we watched it back and you know, none of the scenes were there. Sometimes when you watch the film, you got a character. Sometimes that character had no face. It all depends on whether on what you watch it on.
Yeah.
You never get that in a film.
Yeah, no, you don't.
It's with a film. It's a very fixed deadline. It's, you know, you do the filming to this point. You do the any extra scenes you need to do up until this date. You do all the post-film edits to this date. You know, it's a very fixed timeline on when they release, and marketers get that. They like that. Whoa, shit, that's a rocket. Ow. They get and understand that, because it's like, alright, cool, you're going to release this film, you know, November time, and you know, unless something bad happens, like someone accidentally deletes all the files for the film, it's going to be around December time. No, sorry, November time, and they work for that. But because there's such a short turnaround for films, once they've finished the production, once they finished all the filming, which is a major part of it, you know, all the filming is half the legwork. Once you've done that, it's just no. Stop. Thank you. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't mean to click it. Once you've done that, it's half the legwork, and then you can edit it into a trailer, and then you go, cool, right, that's done. People know what to expect with the trailer. All right, sweet. With games, you can create a trailer for a game.
Yeah, and have it be nothing about the game.
Like a month into development, 2 months into development, you know, provided you've got the engine for it. You can create an in-game trailer 2 months into development. You can create a cinematic trailer before the game development is even started. So, and that's a big difference for, you know, a 1 year, for a 1.5 year, you know, cycle, shall we say, and for then you to advertise halfway through that. So, you know, let's say for a year, it's you advertise 1 year into it, or sorry, 6 months into it. You've then only got 6 months to wait, which isn't that long in perspectives, because people hold interest for 6 months, because that's, you know, a trailer comes out, you know, 6 months before it's released. Okay, that's cool. That spikes people's interest. A trailer comes out 4 months before release. That spikes people's more interest and reminds people that it's there. Then you start gearing up on the last month before it's released, and people watch the film because it's all there and all the hype's around it. With a game, people will show a trailer, and say it's a 3-year development cycle for the big AAA games. They show a trailer for it, a teaser trailer, even a year into development. That's still 2 years you're waiting until you show the final product from the first time that the
and it goes through
public
so many
know it.
changes from that first,
Yeah,
right?
and it's, people don't understand that you can't keep people like legitimately interested in something for 2 years just by going, hey, this exists, think how cool it'll be. Because the issue is people do think how cool it will be, and imagination is 10 times better than the end product. So the best way to advertise, and some of the greatest accepted games, like, you know, the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, just appeared. There was no trailer for it. It was, hey, this game's appeared, it's pretty cool, there you go. And instead of, had he come out a year ago and gone, I'm going to create this super cool, thrilling, sit in a chair horror game where you'll be attacked by animatronics. Yeah, it'll be cool in a year, and then people will imagine all the things that you can do, like the animatronics will come out and, you know, you'll have to hide behind them or dodge them or hide behind your chair. And then it's just actually you sit at a desk and click a button on the wall and it closes the door.
Yep.
you know, it's that huge disappointment from their own imagination that stumps these kind of things. So
it's just an issue with the video game industry, is that it is so accepting as well to shit on a certain audience. To put it in terms of like film, you're shitting on, say, the elderly kind of thing. We are the PC version of gamers. We've been here for a very, 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 very long time. That's why I would call us the elderly. No, to account for us, people will say, "Oh yeah, but it's hard to optimize games." And it's like, is it? Is it really?
They could not do this
No,
without you.
it isn't, because the engine should have already been built in mind that this has to run on computers that it's being developed on. That's an okay thing. The reason why we'll moan about optimization is that you've optimized it for those computers it is being developed on. You haven't bothered to think about other computers. You haven't thought about different configurations. And you know this is an issue when a game comes out and then something like a $5,000 computer is barely running. You then think, how did you develop this game? Well, I think the main answer to that question is that, well, they obviously didn't. They didn't develop it for this audience. They developed it for an audience that doesn't care about the games. In my perspective, is my perspective, doesn't care about the games that much that they wouldn't notice this. Which is a lot of thing about console gamers is people will say that, well, console gamers are just fine to work with because they don't really notice if we do put it in 1080 or 30, 60 frames per second.
thing is, I don't think that's quite the ethos behind what they do. What it's the thing with PC and stuff is, it would be, imagine if the film industry, if you're going back to tying it to the film industry, is if they went, yeah, that's cool, we've shot and recorded all this stuff, alright, thanks Doug, we've shot and recorded all this stuff, that's all cool, but we can only use this content for Blu-rays. If we want to release it for DVDs, we need to, you know, reshoot some scenes, we need to burn it to the disc completely differently, and we'll only be able to use certain special effects in certain ways. It's
not that though, is it?
Yeah.
That comes around in a game when they haven't bothered to think about who they're developing for. Things with like the tied-in frame rate, because that's a big thing for games when they say for PC is like unlocking frame rate. Why the frame rate is locked? Just because this is tied to certain physics effects, which can be fine. I can understand your reasoning for why it is locked. Shouldn't be a reason why it's locked, because you should have developed the game to think this will be released on PC. People will play at higher frame rates or want to play at higher frame rates. It's a standard now for PC gaming that people will have really high refresh rate monitors.
yeah.
So it shouldn't get to a point where they're like, oh, we should be doing, at the end of the game, oh, but this, you have to do this for this kind of audience, you have to do this for this. It shouldn't be like that. It should be universal. It should just work, and it's the point I'm making. We don't give you our money for it not to work. And they'll take our money, regardless of it, and then just look at it as a metric of money and not think about when we are moaning about it on a forum. The only time people actually give a shit about Batman when it was taken down was because it had the lowest rating on Steam. That was what was affecting. And then everyone, it was a good job that Steam implemented the refund thing, because that was the only reason why they were like, yeah, we're going to pull this because we're losing money. That's the only thing they cared about. And then it was like, WB were like, sort the fucking game because we want our fucking money back.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they've cared about. So I think that's pretty much the reason why PC gets underdeveloped anyway, because people will be like, yeah, but we've started to make this for a console and we're saying we're going to release it on PC because we can port it.
Because that's the thing.
That's
It's like, do you remember when we used to do creative media stuff, and it was and it was marketing, or we'd do the marketing stuff for Creative Media. It was, alright, cool, what games consoles is it going to be released on, you know, what sort of stuff are you going to do for it, how are you going to advertise it, and everybody would put PlayStation, Xbox and PC. It's like, alright, cool, but
unlike us,
what you've just done is you've said you're going to release it for PlayStation, Xbox and PC. That's a vastly different thing to doing it. And for someone who pays, you know, who pays for for you to live, for you to put food on your table, for you to, you know, actually get a car to drive into work, or have a bike to cycle into work or whatever, you know, for someone who pays that, and they then just show up and go, right, you're going to make this game, you're going to make it for Xbox, for PlayStation and for PC. It will be cool. What the fuck is this? Convert to unused.
Change all ammo to that type.
Yeah. You know, for them to just come up and say that, you can't say no. It would be like me. It would be like my boss coming in and going, "You're going to do these 3 jobs today," and me going, no.
Yeah, no. But that's the conversation that needs to take place.
Yeah, but it's because the big people that give the money, and you know, they're so used to going, I've okayed this, the higher ups have okayed this, investors want this to happen, you're going to make it happen. You can't just tell investors, which could effectively be, you know, a few thousand people in the bigger companies, to go swivel. You know, a small employee can't do that. And so that's why you end up with small teams that are like, yeah, we're developing for this, or
throwing off the PC version to some other company.
Yeah, or they outsource it, which is even worse, because if you outsource things, it's the typical, like, call centers. Call centers now are being outsourced massively to India, and so it's very difficult to actually, me personally, because I find it very difficult to understand any form of
communication
accent that's not flat British or American. So when I've got someone who's trying to talk to me over a really shitty line in an accent that I'm not really familiar with, I then sit there I have legitimately just asked people to repeat themselves 5 times in a row, and eventually just gone, look, I can't understand you, please put me on to someone else. But you know, that happens when third parties shit, I don't want to be here. That happens when third parties develop for the PC ports. Is, you know, they go, right, this looks cool, we'll do this, what have you got for this optimization for the engine? And someone else on the end going, what? We haven't had any of these problems. How?
Which is, I think, why going back to balance, it's the latest.
I'm gonna go down. I'm going to live. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, going back to what you were saying.
I think the thing with Batman was, like, when it went to shit, Rocksteady were like, yeah, we're gonna get our guys to work with them, and I think that was the reason why things took so long for them to bring out a patch, because the original developers of the game, like obviously the engine and the actual engineers, turned up and were like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell did you do to it? Like, and the thing is as well, they're not the original developers. With any outsource, it's like with art, or with I'm going to use a tattoo because of me watching tattoo fixes.
Yeah.
It's like trying to finish off some tattoos artist's tattoo. Tattooists won't do it because it's not their work, it's artwork. You can't finish off someone else's artwork. That's the same thing with a PC port. You've just given your artwork to someone and then said, could you just colour this a bit differently? And it's like, sure, I'll colour it. And then they do it and you're like, well that's horrible.
That's not what I wanted at all.
You gave it to me and you said just do this, and I did it. Like, we've never seen any of the game ever. We've not been in talks in the development. We've not created this engine. We have no idea what's going on. I mean, because in like Defense for Iron Galaxy, because I shouldn't really name them, but they are the ones that did the PC port. Batman is a heavily modded Unreal Engine 3 game. Unreal Engine 3 has been out for fucking ages.
Yeah.
That engine could be more optimized, but the fact that it's heavily modified brings a big issue.
Yeah.
So with a company or a dev that just gets given
Life
this,
support on
it's
the
like,
way.
I have no idea what you've done to this.
Yeah, it's
You look at it and you think, how the fuck do I get this to work?
yeah, it's like
It's not as easy as just going, oh, it's Unreal Engine 3, it should work. It's like, no, because it's heavily modified. If it was like a basic Unreal Engine game, then you're like, well, yeah, because that's the shit I could go make now, but it's not. Like, these developers have been working on this game, you can tell, for a very long time. And the game, now that it's fixed, well, fixed to the point where single GPU performance is a lot better, looks really good. And I really liked
The longer
playing
you
it
fight, the more successful
again.
we will be.
After this patch. I really enjoyed it. The lighting effects are really nice. There's a lot of fucking oranges, but that's my favourite colour, so I'm happy with that. But it's you can tell that this game was meant to be amazing, but it's not. And that's another issue as well, is you can feel the disappointment from the game. You're like, look how good this would have been on the first day.
ow.
I'm coming. So,
Yeah, I mean
it depresses me.
it's for just to put it into perspective. I'm not sure. Have you done much coding?
Yes.
Yeah. It's, when you write your own lines of code, you know exactly where things go and where things have been and what things
Well, I think
correspond
what
to
makes
other
it-
things. To then be given
on.
someone else's bit of code and go, alright,
Do it.
do stuff with this. You then just look and go, what the fuck have you done?
And I
You
think this is why
spend...
people were so pissed off with Batman, was they didn't understand. They were like, oh yeah, but it's Unreal Engine 3. Well, a lot of the educated ones talking about it were like, yeah, but it's still Unreal Engine 3. It's still line of code. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give you that. But when you heavily modify an engine to a point where
Yeah,
it looks nothing like it
it's
anymore.
basically no longer Unreal Engine 3 anymore.
But the physics engine was all fucked up and changed, which is the reason why the game is actually capped at 90 frames per second. That's their VSync cap, and they won't let you go higher. You can make it go higher if you
And then it
enable
breaks.
VSync and then change your monitor's refresh rate to 144 Hz. Don't advise it. Shit goes weird. The cat goes weird. But there's a
That should keep you going
like
for a
that
while.
physics engine is then based on frame rate, which isn't the Unreal Engine 3 physics engine. Or its original little shitty physics engine. It's not very good. Anyone the original one, but so to just give that to someone is like, well, you expecting failure, especially to give it to someone like, I think it was a very short amount of time that they were given it. In the aspect of things like fucking Assassin's Creed Unity, it's just fuck Ubisoft.
Yeah, because that wasn't even outsourced. That was just them being shit.
That was just them just being like, it'll work. Doesn't work. Shit. Same with Watch Dogs. Because they showed off that demo, which made it look really good, and everyone was all up for it. And then he was like, this game is barely running on 3 680s, by the way. We just want to let you know this E3 demo is running on 3 680s, or was it? Or 4, or something like that. And it's like, at the time, I mean, now it's
I think we need to pull out of this, by the way. I'm really struggling.
Let's go then.
Get ready for a capsule.
So, with Watch Dogs, so
we
it's
can wait
like
for wait for the for 2 minutes.
30-minute mark.
Yeah.
But we just go to the end. But I don't know. I obviously don't work in the games industry, but
Yeah. I mean,
we know of the game industry from what we've done educational wise. We've done creative media, we've done creative media so much. We've
Additional life
and
support
we've
has arrived.
witnessed everything. And
holy shit! All the damages. Okay, this I like my one.
so it's
Also, we're going the wrong way, by the way.
you're gonna need to pick up your dog. Oh yeah, we are.
I'm really going to need some help to pick my dog up. Thank you. What are you still doing down there? Shit.
Come on then, let's go.
Yeah, and I mean, for us to go, yeah, well, we learnt about it in books, and then for an actual game dev to be like, yeah, I've kind of, you know, 10 years experience in the thing, is vastly different, and I know that. And
in all
fuck
fairness,
off.
when if anyone ever says that, I think the thing that my head of department said at uni was the best thing he ever said was, you people will turn up here and you will know things that I do not know, and that is fine.
Oh yeah.
But I can understand that you will know more than me, and you might say something and it might be right and I may be wrong. That is fine, because his analogy of it was, I may have been doing this for 20, 30 years, but it doesn't stop you from knowing more than me from it.
Because
it's like he specialises in occupational health. So when he did the research, he did a load of research into profiling. That has nothing to do with occupational health. Like, I suppose if you really wanted to, you could try and put it in, but that has nothing to do with that. Criminal profiling's got naught to do with that.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, because I can understand the fact that yes, we will have been taught the new stuff. So we'll have been taught the new things that came out, and he will have had 30 years experience of something that's 30 years old.
Yeah,
and there's a very big gap, and yes, I understand that there are methods and techniques that we will have been taught from day one that he's still having to adapt to, and it's very much like with the technical age. People that invented the PCs and stuff, yeah, that's great. They can still do stuff with PCs, but the younger generations are doing it more naturally because it's what they've been brought up with. And yes, I can understand that, but what the point that I was trying to make was, I've never made a video game, so I couldn't go up to someone and be like, oh, why aren't you making it for Xbox? Xbox is far easier to make it for than PS3. You know, I can't make those statements. I can't say those statements. What I can say is that from the outsider's perspective, there are just certain things that happen in the game industry. Shut up, all this. There are certain things that happen in the game industry that just don't make sense because it's being run by people that are, you know, have 30 years of experience in industry, but it's not 30 years of experience of the new game industry. And it's just, we need to hit this cusp of where our generation are going into games design, and the people that are willing to make the sacrifices, because the big people at the top at the moment are people that started companies and went, yeah, you know, we'll just put this, you know, I hear the games industry is quite cool at the moment, we'll, you know, do something in games.
We'll invest in that,
yeah.
Money.
So
money.
Because what was Nintendo to begin with? Nintendo was originally a hardware company. That was what it was. It was
but then they made that fucking
and then
NES, and then it was like
and then Mario happened. So, you know, that, and so Nintendo at heart was a hardware company that has become a games company. And it's this transition, because the entire thing that happened between Sega and Nintendo, that you know, that's a prime example of it. Of these were these two industry giants that had been in it effectively since the start. They started off the big console wars. They were the start of the console wars. And so these big giants were slugging at each other, and then you know, the two Jasons of the situation, as it were Microsoft and Sony, who came in and went, yeah, this is our new take on what the console industry should be, and it just fucking destroyed Nintendo and Sega to the point where in the end they ended up having to join. This is why you see Sonic on you see Sonic on Nintendo stuff, and so Sega's no longer a thing because they were trying to adapt to a new world that they weren't brought up in, and Nintendo and Microsoft didn't need to do that adaptation. They were just like, yeah, it's done.
Because they were new onto the scene, and they were the people that brought the new ideas. But there's an issue with it, is that no one ever speaks about the development within PC graphics either. It's always how we think of gaming. We'll always go with, oh yeah, these people came out with the Atari thing. Well, Atari came out with the Atari, and it was like, and all this crap, and then there's the NES. But then it was like, yeah, but the computer was still there, and the development of the graphics. I mean, it's insane.
If you think about it, to put it into
the development of it,
to put it into perspective, what do they develop the games on? It's always been PCs.
But this is another thing, which is why people get. I think why most people would get confused if they don't know a lot about it is why they don't work on PC when they're released, especially people that have just get into the PC kind of gaming as well. And they'll be like, well, why doesn't Batman work on the PC? And it's like, there is a very different process to develop a game for a console and for a computer.
It's like when you make web pages and stuff, you will use lines of code, and depending on what web app you use, whether or not if you do it in, if you're one of those people that does it in Notebook or Notepad, fair play to you, because you are far better than I ever will be. But also ignore what I'm about to say. But if you do it on stuff like Dreamweaver and was it Dreamweaver or DreamWorks? Either one.
Yeah, it's
Dreamweaver. Yeah.
Yeah. Things like Squarespace.
Yeah, and it's not Squarespace so much, but Dreamweaver especially. It'll come up and go, yeah, this code, this line of
make the website for you, basically.
Yeah,
you don't have to code into it if you don't want to. You can do that with Dreamweaver. You can use the coding aspect of Dreamweaver.
But that's the thing. You will add things in Dreamweaver, and it'll come up and go, yeah, this won't work with Chrome. Just to let you know, if you use this code, it won't work with Chrome. Everything else you're fine, but this bit won't work with Chrome. And so it's like that. Just the way consoles and PCs process data is vastly different.
Well,
because
to a point they are. I think the main reason why developing for a console is because of its restrictions.
Yeah, I don't
care who. If anyone actually listens to this now and then says to me it's not a variant of Linux, then go fuck yourself, because basically every console OS is pretty much just a version of Linux. They'll say, oh, Windows 10's on the Xbox One. It's not. It's a version of Linux. Go fuck themselves. They've just integrated us a support for Windows 10, or it's like a very, very, very fucked up version of Windows 10. Because I'm running Windows 10 right now. It looks fuck all nothing like it. And I'm telling you, the kernels are very different. And this is another thing that is hard to make for a console is for a computer. The kernel, what talks to the hardware, which then talks to the operating system, which then talks to the software. The kernels are very different between them, because the hardware inside a fucking console is a big pile of fucking shit, and they just don't work. It's proprietary as well, so they just don't work with anything else. So developing for a console, it's like, here's our SDK, here's all the shit, here's the restrictions. You can't go over, what is it? Is it 4 gig of VRAM on the Xbox One? You can't go over that much. Because if you go over that much, it's going to start eating into its system RAM. If it starts into its system RAM, then shit just goes nuts. It's like, okay, fair enough, so we can't do that. And then when you just port a game over, straight away, and you're like, oh, I can just take these restrictions off. Hey, get a memory leak, because now it just eats all the RAM it wants to. Classic case, Black Ops 3 beta. That you can tell that was just ported over, because it used 14 gig of RAM, which it shouldn't be.
Jeez.
No game should do that. No game, unless you're running fucking it in 4K. Because I can play Shadow of Mordor in 4K and only be using at a very big push with Chrome open at 10 gig. And I have a lot of fucking tabs on Chrome.
Specifically with Chrome open.
My Chrome takes up 2 gig of RAM. when it's open.
Jeez, alright.
I have a lot of fucking tabs up. I tab hoard like shit. I have so many processes going on in the background to monitor all my different hardware and all that, because that's the kind of shit I'm into. So I can tell pretty much from a basic level from playing a game what's wrong with it. But it's mainly just to diagnose my hardware stuff. I can tell if a game's just like it's because they just didn't care, because you can feel it. You can see it in how much resources it's taking up. You can see the GPU just being like, I have no idea what I'm meant to be doing. I can watch. The classic case is Metal Gear Solid, and I'm gonna go on it because even though I unlocked the frame rate, people are gonna say, well, you shouldn't have unlocked the frame rate. I'd be like, fuck you, I'm fucking playing on PC, fucking console shithead, am I? So I unlocked the frame rate, and then everything is fine. It will keep at a solid 60. I know it will drop from 100 to 60, which is technically in their parameters. They're fine with that, which, yeah, well, some idiot would have to be. The
Quick question
utilization
before you
is,
continue.
You know what?
Where's it? Tell me where my completed parts are. So I'm not sure if I actually started building
In
Trinity.
your Foundry, you just click in progress. It's the one right next to all.
No. Like all the stuff that I've finished building. That.
Oh, all the stuff you finished building.
I
want to
see. I want to see if I've just got.
It's in your equipment inventory. And then if it's a prime part, then press prime part, and then it'll say its name and not say.
Do they not just have like a Warframes tab that's for like pieces of Warframe that you've built but haven't?
No, it's just in prime parts. Prime parts, and then the other stuff might just be under miscellaneous.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, be under miscellaneous. But what was I talking about?
You were talking about frame rate on Metal Gear.
Oh yeah, the reason it drops to 60 from what I watch, I don't think it's probably a driver would fix it. I'd say probably a driver, because I'm going to say now the reason it will drop for me anyway, with probably everyone else who unlock the frame rate, and then people unlock the frame rate now and then say mine stays at a constant 80. Be like, does it actually stay at a constant 80? Are you watching that for 5 hours as you play it? I don't know if you are. So, and I can see it on my right, on the little graph, how my frame rate is, because my frame rate just dipped randomly to 87. But that's because it's an online game. So it drops because the utilization on both GPUs, because I have an SLI setup, or even with one GPU, the utilization drops from 98% to 47. That's an optimization issue. It's not using the full GPU. That's an issue within the coding for the engine, because the engine is what's going to talk to my operating system, which is then going to talk to the kernel, and then the kernel's going to be like, well, fucking get your ass in gear, 980, let's go, come on, let's go. That's how shit works at a very basic level. So you can tell when things have been like that, and you can tell they probably, the reason why they locked it was because they tested it and were like, okay, it drops, fuck it, just lock it, we ain't got time for this.
Yeah, and in fact, I don't mind when they're like, yeah, we've locked it at 60, or we've locked it. Yeah, but
locking just shouldn't happen.
Might, but I'd rather them go, all right, we know what makes the game look good. We've locked it at this, so you know.
But I remember what they said. I don't know if it was what someone said that they said, so don't quote me. But they said something about physics, because when I looked at how to unlock it, people talked about the physics. So I'm guessing one of the reasons they said it was locked is because any higher will break any sort of physics calculations going on within the engine, which is bullshit, because I have it unlocked and nothing has fucked up, ever. The only thing that ever fucked up was the horse started flying, and that was weird.
Alright, so, sort of a big fuck up there. Yeah.
I doubt that's to do with the physics, and I just think that was a collision issue. Like, he just wasn't touching the floor, he was just, like, in the air. So I'm guessing that was more of a collision issue, like just jumping off a rock and then it just collided with a randomly invisible barrier somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I had that for like a split second. But that's like, it's because it's a preset animation to jump down from something,
Mm.
you will go from the top, stay in that jumping down animation until eventually you hit something, and then you'll go to the landing animation, which I don't like. It really fucking annoys me when they do that with horses. And
Anyway, it's
but
weird.
I had that for a split second because I collided with a rock halfway down, but then continued to go on, and I was just like at that height until eventually it went, "You're not supposed to be here," and then dropped me down to the floor. And
Well-
the entire thing lasted about a second, but it was
People will moan at my I suppose it's snobbiness.
sloppiness.
Because you say like I'm fine with it being locked at 60, and most people will be because that's the frame rate they'll aim for, because most monitors, well, most consumer grade monitors that people will generally buy will be 60 hertz monitors, so you won't care. But I have a 144 hertz monitor.
Yeah, you want to use it.
There is.
How have I got
can
no argon
tell
crystals?
the difference
Oh my
between the different frame rates to a point. I mean, I can't really tell the difference between 120 and 144. But I can tell the difference from 120 and 70. So I can tell the difference from 100 to 60. And I'd rather not play at 60. If I've got the choice and I won't play at 60, there's no point. Like, to me, it's like for a PC, it should be like, just aim for the frame rate that your computer can get and see how far you get with that.
I need to change the title. This is no longer mods. It's this is.
What's wrong with the world? Computer rambling. That's what it is. Or games industry rambling. People need to make games better. Fuck you, Ubisoft. That's what it should be called. Fuck you, Ubisoft. Fuck you, Rocksteady. Ain't got time for your shit.
Need to fucking spell check this because I do not trust.
What did you spell?
How do you spell industry?
I-N.
Yeah.
Dust.
Fuck you.
With D-U-S-T.
Yeah.
R-Y.
Yeah.
Industry.
I don't know why I put a Y in there somewhere, but I-N-D-Y. Indust.
I think I spelled that right. Are you making me guess now? I'm gonna look.
I'm sure it'll get pointed out, but there you go. I've updated it. It should come through on your Twitter.
Yeah, no, I spelled it right.
I say this because
Just try.
yeah.
There you go, Todd. Remember this. Remember this from when you were taught how to spell, and then you just, your brain was like, yeah, no words.
I skipped all of those lessons.
I know.
I fucking hate it. I need argon crystals. Fuck that. Jeez.
Do you want to quickly do like an extermination? Oh, you left the spot.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, we were having this deep conversation. I was gonna see if I could do anything about selling off my prime parts, but yeah.
I just hate the games industry. I hate companies. I hate people. You're all twats. You should get your shit together.
Right.
I think that's the main thing. I think someone, especially if it is a thing like communication issue between like the publisher and the developer, then the developer needs to pull their finger out their ass, and they need to be like, "Look, dickheads, I don't care. You're gonna pull funding. This game no workies. You're going to lose money, okay?" And then when they eventually are like, "We're the lowest rated game," you're talking, of course, of Batman. We're the lowest rated game on Steam at the moment. Everyone's getting a refund and just talking shit about us.
Yeah.
At that point, I mean, like, even Ubisoft were, like, fucking not even that bitchy. They were like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Maybe. Slightly. I slightly care. But not that much. I mean, some numbers came out about Ubisoft's income from games, and it was like PC gamers was like 18% or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Which is massive. That's huge.
Yeah, but
It's a lot of revenue you're losing.
But it's not losing, it's gaining. Because if you think about it, if it's just a throwaway thing that they do, it's like me saying, I can do 3 things. 2 of those 3 things will guarantee me a large amount of money. I can do the 3rd thing just because it will give me an extra little bit. because
they're not gaining that though, are they? Well, they were then because of without the.
yeah, because otherwise it wouldn't be 18%, because that 18% is 18% that they wouldn't get.
I think that was before
Steam
that.
refunds.
I think it became not even like before Steam. I think that was before the numbers came out, before Unity came out. It was something like they just released their normal numbers like the year before their annual revenue. Which I think that's the point. Is the reason why Arkham Knight, I believe, was pulled was just the sheer amount of like, yeah, we have lost a lot of money because we've now developed, because it's not cheap to hire another company, because you've already got a developer, like this publisher's already got a developer making this game. It's not cheap to hire a different fucking company to fucking port it either. That's a lot of money you lose.
Yeah, I mean, hell, it's not cheap to fucking get yourself to port the thing, let alone get
and also they mass produce the game, or they've at least bought the server space on Steam. I don't know how Steam works with that, but I'm guessing it's like you buy some space on some servers and they host your game.
Well, surely all it is they just host a set of game files, and so in theory it's at most it's like 40 gig, people
but it'll be on like, because remember billions, millions of people would download that game. Like, this server's not just like a bitchy piece of shit. Like, this is a fucking asking for like 40 gig to host the one version, because remember, they're going to back this shit up. They're going to have multiple servers running this because of the different parts of the world.
But you pay that as part of the overhead. It's not like, I will pay you this much to put this on this server, I will pay you this much to back it up.
That's a lot of money. You're still that's still in your overheads. That's still a loss if you haven't made any money from it.
But it can't, if you look at it, it can't really be that much, otherwise you wouldn't get the indie scene on Steam. It might just be like Apple, where it's it's £99 per year to put a product on Steam.
I don't know if it'll work like that. I think it's vastly different from being like Apple.
Yeah, but it's.
I think it's probably a lot more money than what we think it is.
Yeah, but I can imagine that would be, that would be the general ethos of what it is. It's effectively the developers subscribe to put their stuff up on Steam. I'm not a game developer, as I have said previously in this rant, as it were, so I don't know how the Steam system works, and I'm sure a quick Google will inform me of what I've done wrong or what I've said wrong. But it's I can't imagine it's vastly expensive to host things on Steam. I can imagine it would be for Ubisoft or for the bigger companies who have 50, 60 products on Steam.
But Rocksteady is a big company, because remember that who published that is WB Games. That's Warner Brothers. That's a lot of fucking games they have on there.
Yeah.
Because of all the Fear franchise and all the other games that they have made. I mean, I don't really like them as a publisher. Like, I'm not a fan of them at all. But I feel like one of the main reasons why Steam could probably cost a lot, and the reason why they took it down, is because of Steam obviously wanting a profit or like a share. Because it's even like, okay, you can host your game on here, and maybe that's not that much to do that, but to sell your game on there might be a lot more, in the thing of like, Steam wants this much from this sale. Because I don't know how much Steam takes, or Valve takes off developers when people buy a game.
Is it not their customary? What is it, 30%?
30%'s a fucking lot.
Yeah, but it's.
I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, no, you can fucking buy the disc.
It's what Steam does. Steam is customary 30%, I think.
See, that's a lot of money, especially if you're already losing money off a game.
Yeah. Which isn't that
why? So fucking Valve's in this shit, because everyone's buying this game and then giving them back the money.
No, that's what it is. It's 30% per transaction, not 30%, but 30% per transaction.
Yeah, so that's a lot of money you can
So,
end up
yeah.
losing anyway. Because Steam, I'm guessing Valve doesn't give back their cut of that game when they do a refund. I'm guessing the publisher or the developer has to give all that money back out of their own pot.
No, I can.
I don't know if Valve would do that. That seems like a lengthy financial process. And also to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna integrate something which could cost us money as well in the long term of things. 'Cause remember, there's still a company that just wants to make a fuckload of money.
Alright, let me just.
Well, I feel like Steam wouldn't give that back. Well, Valve wouldn't give it from their part. It would just have like the whole thing would have to come from the developer. Because I think if it was the case for Steam, for Valve to give it back, then I feel like a lot of games would get pulled. Because Valve would be like, yeah, no, I'm not selling this shit because we're not getting any money out of it either. Or well, but that would be losing their cut, wouldn't they? Because Valve would also be losing money.
Alright, cool. Yeah, what's the revenue split? We don't discuss the revenue split publicly.
Is that Valve?
Yeah.
Are you being fucking serious?
Yeah.
They don't disclose it.
It's because
Fuck
it's
off.
a private limited company.
I give a shit if
They
you're
don't
private
have to.
Well, I know you don't have to, but you should. There's a dickish thing to do. Just be like, yeah, we're not saying that. But if you were dev, you'd know what that is.
Well, yeah, they say once your game goes through Steam Greenlight, we'll get to those details. But I do believe they take 30% of all transactions.
They present a lot.
Taxes removed before calculating royalties.
Oh, shit, yeah, I'm royalties. God
Yeah.
damn.
What's the common payment interval? We make monthly statements and payments. So, yeah, I'm not sure whether or not I'm not sure how the refunds works out of Steam's pocket. But
I don't think it does. I don't think it goes out of their pocket. I bet it's like when the developer signs up and they're like, then Steam's got like in their massive fucking agreement fucking contract. It's like, and if refunds work by you have to give them the money because like fuck are we?
Yeah.
Because it's not their fault in a sense as well, I suppose, is it? It's not their fault the game don't work, and it's not their fault that no one likes the game. So they're still entitled to that 30% because
Apparently I've stopped streaming. That's interesting.
maybe you got pulled.
Probably, yeah, because I'm not actually doing anything on it.
Yeah, maybe. No, they tell you if you get taken down for a certain reason. They're like, no, you're just not doing anything.
Well, nothing's shown up. And it's not like I'm in a game and I'm talking. It's not like Ray, who will legitimately just go chair cam for 10 minutes while he has a shit.
It's the same with fucking who does it? Who the fuck does it? I don't even fucking remember. But someone just doesn't play a game for ages. It's like, yeah, this is a game streaming thing. So they can go fuck themselves with the whole. You need to be playing the game. Oh, what the fuck? How the fuck would you know if I'm playing the game? I love this pause menu. Rivets me. Where the fuck is my keys? It's one of the reasons I didn't want to become I changed my mind from being a game developer.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a systems architect for anyone.
Yeah.
At the time, it was just like for anyone, and you know what a systems architect is, don't you?
No, well, I have an idea, but define it for me.
Well, a systems architect would pretty much, especially in the PlayStation thing, it's like pretty much they'll come up with this is the new console, or in like I doubt even game developers would have it, but it's like these are the systems that the computer's gonna or the game's gonna run on, what architectures are gonna run on, how much RAM, like all the technical side of it. Why are we doing an assassination on Phobos?
So I can get the rest of my Trinity stuff.
And we're not going to be able to do that.
Why?
Because we don't know how to kill the boss.
Well, it's just beat the shit out of Vor and shoot the weak points on the other one.
Should I do with the peeps?
It is on public, is it
That's where
not?
the peeps will join.
Yeah.
Alright. But, yeah, so that's what they do. A very technical, nerdy job. Very hardware-esque, which is me, through and through. But that was the reason why I didn't want to get into any of that, was just because it's a big pile of shit. When you look at it from a where you want to do your career, you look at it and you think, nah, because people just get shit all the time, and people just, it's just shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't look nice, it doesn't feel, and it doesn't look like it's a relatively stressless job. I mean, like, every job has stress, and a big level of stress in many higher up roles in a job, but, I mean, like, it looks like you've just got stress from just breathing. Like, you could go to work one day and they're just like, yeah, by the way, the game you spent ages making, everyone fucking hates, you have to take it down. It's like, yeah, nah, I wouldn't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm fairly narcissistic as it is. I don't like people telling me I've done.
Yeah, I've done a shit job. But then again,
I've
that's
done a shit job for so long though.
yeah.
Like,
But that's
I mean,
sort
I
of just
can take doing research for like psychology. Like, that can take up like 2
God.
years. Fine with that. Fine with someone going, yeah, you're an idiot. But like, yeah, fine. Well, fuck you. But on a game developer, you could be making that game for fucking years.
yeah.
I remember waiting for Prototype to come out, and I waited 5 years for that game. I wasn't disappointed. I really liked that game. But
All right. Okay, that's cool.
if someone was like, because obviously you've got negative reviews from someone. If
Yeah.
they were just like, someone was just like, yeah, no, it's shit's boring. I'd be like, what the fuck? Do you want to die? Do you want to die? I spent 4 years making this game.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. I don't want any of that crap.
And
Well, I'm just like, nah, fuck that industry, fuck that shit.
part of it is also when you make your own thing, you see the faults because you know the faults, and someone else will be like, nah, look, it's, you end up having to be, because if you reach the point where it was just, I'm not going to release this, this month because I've got these faults to pick, and then you do it again, I've got these faults to pick, you will never release a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Again,
you will
that was the
eventually,
reason why
or
I
you
was
will,
like, nah.
yeah, because you will just reach the Duke Nukem Forever syndrome of it was never good enough, and it was never good enough, and then eventually it was how many years? Oh shit! Hello. It took 15 years to make, came out the other end, and people hated it because it was shit. Jesus Christ!
Oh, okay.
I really shouldn't have brought my dog.
Have fun with that. See you later.
Where's my dog?
Dead.
Nope.
I don't know. Up here.
I'm dead. No, it's down here. It's by me. It died.
Oh, I'm out of energy. I can't help you. I could probably kill things. That would probably help.
I'm vastly underleveled for this.
Just revive and just run away and run up here.
Oh, it's because we're actually fighting the boss.
Oh yeah.
That would be why I died.
I need so much energy. He slowed me down by so much. It's fucking annoying. Energy. Fucking yes. More than enough. You just go. Wing.
Oh, he's there. Alright. Ow, ow. Where am I taking damage from?
Everywhere.
I legitimately am. And it's annoying me.
Oh, I nearly took his fucking shield now.
God, I am on 22 health.
Oh,
no, it's alright.
I need energy. There we go. Oh, okay, well, that wasn't a lot of energy. Oh, energy.
I wonder what happens if I... Oh, shit.
Ow! Yeah, his health's going down now. There we go, we're kicking his ass now. But I said we're kicking his ass. Fucking get stunned and shit, I was dead.
Cryo rounds, sweet.
Oh, that's sweet. And let's leave. Don't know where the exit is. Alright.
It's back where the camera.
Over here. Meow.
Oops.
And the door's not opening. Lovely. Open. Have they locked the doors?
Yep.
Oh, okay, it's open now.
Yeah, I ran through it as it was, shit. Not somewhere I want to be.
You can stand still, you shit.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Is that a Rhino Prime?
No, just right
They
now.
won't be bothering
He
us
just
anymore.
set
Let's
his
get out
thing
of
to
here.
like silver. What did I get? Chassis, I'm pretty sure I've already got that.
He did 1% more of damage than me. Really?
Ha 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 ha!
1%
Sucker!
more?
I'm pretty sure my #1 ability fucking wrecks.
Well, you did the same as that other guy. You did 10% damage, but you took
Whoops.
2% less damage than
Oh, your actions have
consequences.
Um,
Fuck that shit. Oh, I got his bow. That's what he dropped from his death. Are we going again?
yeah, because I didn't get the stuff. God damn, that's how it works.
I'm only doing it. I'm gonna do this and then come off because I need to eat.
Yeah, I've
I need
already
to eat
eaten,
and I'm
so
gonna go sit down and chill. I'm so fucking tired.
I need.
What time do you want to go to the gym
systems
tomorrow
and
then?
blueprint. Oh, I have no fucking idea. We'll figure that one out when we get to it.
You wanna go in the day?
Sure.
Or
Well,
will you
I do
work
need to because it's Thursday, so I'll go to this.
tonight? Okay then, so we'll go in the day.
Yeah.
Go around. What, do you wanna go around 1, 2 o'clock?
This
Yeah,
is
sure.
your most dangerous
Sure.
2 o'clock's
assassination yet. Captain Vor has teamed up
Means I
with
get to
Krill
actually
take you down.
lie on my bed for a bit
Let's show
and
them
eat
who
and then let it go
truly
down a
has
little bit before walk. Oh, not
The
walking there. But it's
assassination
not.
target is
Nope.
nearby.
It was actually really good to walk there. I felt really like well, not pumped, but ready to carry on like we do after we're on the treadmill. So I quite liked it. I've got to do it anyway. Fucking, this man's ain't
Oh,
got that
shit.
time to spend any money on anything. Oh, have I told you how stingy I'm gonna be when I get paid?
Right. How?
I'm not spending no fucking money at all. It's like, how are you gonna get to uni? Teleport.
Nice.
That's how I'm doing now. I spend no fucking money. I was legitimately thinking about walking. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
You're on the sensor.
So like the only thing I'm gonna really spend any money on, because doing up the house is like doing up the house.
Doing up the house and actually, you know, getting into uni.
Getting what?
And actually getting into uni.
Oh, yeah, and getting to uni. That's it. Because I have a lovely uni friend that just buys me food. She's brilliant. Can you guys hurry the fuck up?
Yep, come on.
Man's really wants the food.
Since when did you get so chavvy?
I've always been like this, Brett. Innit?
Deck,
You
have
know,
a
heard me
Snickers.
when I get really angry. Like, I'll go Cockney, but I'll also go proper fucking
Krill are waiting for me.
chavvy. Like, if I'm really pissed off, I'll just chav it up.
Deck, have a Snickers. You get proper chavvy when you're hungry.
You get proper chav. Mans gets proper chavs when he's hungs, any. That's how you know you're like super chav. You just start cutting down even the words that have been cut down for the channels. Manga cha hungry.
Alright.
I haven't got the IQ to finish off syllables.
What's a syllable?
What is a syllable, Ty?
It's
Define it to me.
Ah.
Right fucking now.
Ah, fuck. I know what it is, I just can't define it in words. It's
Are you gonna say it's when you count your fingers when you say your word?
it's like the way you enunciate words. It's the
The way you enunciate it. There should always be the same sort of syllable.
yeah, it's the flow to a word. So you can get a word with 2 syllables will have sort of a very brief pause in the middle, so like it's like little arcs on the way you say words.
Ow!
Yeah, these things fucking hurt. Shoot the green bits on 4.
There we did. Well, I did. You cannot penetrate my shield until it goes down. Well, it's still not penetrating the shield. It's just not there anymore.
There you go. 4's dead.
Yeah, no, I shot the green thing you put on.
Yeah. Ow.
Dude, conveniently,
Ow,
right
shit.
on his head.
Yeah, I know.
Where is the big guy? Oh, there he is. I had to reload right then, didn't I? I'm gonna go down. No, I'm not. Ha 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 ha. You cannot stop me. I have speed upon speed. I have speed. So much speed. I got stuff. I have speed. Someone's got rejuvenate on. Good. Yeah, we can kill him now.
There you go. He died pretty quick actually.
Yeah, he's not that hard once his shield goes down.
Yeah, it's a shield.
Is it the same way out? No, it's different.
Down the VIP. Now get to extraction.
Back you. Back you.
Fucky fucking face, fucker. You're the one that
We've
fucking
been locked
mother
out.
like a
Let's
fucker.
override the security.
You're the one that fucks your uncle.
Like a fucker.
No, motherfucker.
Huh.
You're an uncle fucker. Yes, it's true. Nobody fucks uncles more like you. Shut your fucking face, uncle fucker. You're the one that fucked your uncle, motherfucker. I don't know the rest. I did know the rest. Yeah, the doors are locked.
Isn't that the bit where they do the farting bit?
Override successful. Let's get going.
Yeah.
Oh shit! That's a lot.
So you just jump through.
Yeah, it just wasn't something that I was really expecting when the door opened. Fucking doggins. Oh, did he? Why did he revive? Douche.
He was a retard, that's why.
Why waste a revive? We're all here. You don't lose anything if we finish the mission.
People seem to think that, though. Oh, Dan's phoning me. Hey, oh.
He looks really cool when he's all silver and shit. Really? Oh, here we go. He's running.
Target down. Assassination contract complete.
Tell Dan I say hi.
Oh, sorry, too late now. I'll tell him when I see him. I'm going to the pub with him.
Fuck's sake, stop giving me chassis.
Are you coming to the pub or are you going to bed? I'm going with Sam, so you can drive over. I'm guessing we're going to the dog.
Sure.
Head over to the dog, I guess. I'll tell you if we're going somewhere else.
Sweet.
I need to
You're
put some socks on.
going. Is that Sam Oakleby?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen Sam in a while.
I don't like him, but Dan likes him, so.
Alright.
I don't like
cool.
him because of what he said about Dan and that. And Dan's all like, oh, I'm fine with him. I'm like, I don't like him, but I can be civil. I've done it with every other human. I hate every other human. So I will. Well, do you want to just get ready and just meet and head for the dog? But I'm pretty sure we're going to the dog. Should I text him and ask him? It'd be even easier.
Yeah, it would probably be a good one to ask. Did you forget? I could forget. I need argon crystals.
We'll do it. You can do it tomorrow if you want.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Right, I need to put some socks on, so I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, sure. Are we just heading over there now?
Yeah. He said yeah, probably the dog. So yeah.
Cool beans. I'll, if anything, while I get ready, I'll stick in the dojo with trade chat and see if I can flog off my stuff. While that happens. Alright.
I've asked him if it's cool for you to come, but if he says no, just go anyway.
Nah, it's done. It's fine.
Yeah, but if Sam for whatever reason says no, just go anyway. Because I'll just crack his skull open with my knee.
I don't care about Sam.
Me neither. That's why I said it. All right.
Wait. Quick question.
Yep.
You know, in the trade bit, you know where
Yep.
I'm stood at the trading post.
Yes.
How do I trade with other people that aren't the clan?
Well, other people they can just use the trade post.
Yeah, but it says there are, how do I actually trade with someone?
So the same way I did with you.
But what?
Remember when we did the trade?
Yeah, but that was just because we both stood there and it said there are no other players in the dojo currently eligible to trade.
Yeah, it's because another person needs to be at the trade post. So you can go to the trade post, invite him to trade, and then it'll be like, oh, okay, I can do that. So you just invite that one person. There'll be no one else in the dojo anyway. Just be you and that other person.
Oh, right, so it's just invite them to me.
Yeah, invite them to you. Do it with yours, because I don't put... Because if you go to him, his clan might put extra tax on it. I don't on ours.
Yeah, cool.
So I'm a nice guy clan, so...
Cool.
It's like nice guy, it's just I don't want to... Because it'll be mainly just me and you trading shit if we get anything.
Yeah.
It's like I have another... did you need fleeting expertise or one of them?
Yes.
I have another one of them, so I'll just give you one.
Alright, thank you
fleeting,
so much.
Fleeting expertise or transcendent fortitude, one of the two.
I need both of them.
Well, I'm going to do loads of vault runs anyway, so if I get like 2 blind rages, I'll give you one, so it's fine.
Sweet.
Right, so I shall see you in a bit.
Yeah, see ya. And time to stop the stream.